And hello, movie lovers. Today we are actually going to be reviewing episode 7 of The Penguin. Rossie's here with me, and we're excited to be able to talk about The Penguin episode 7, Top Hat. So, this is the Top Hat review for The Penguin. But further ado, let's go on ahead. Let's get on with the show. It's great to actually be able to geek out, talk about this episode. There's a lot happening in this episode. So, let's go on ahead. Let's do it. Hey,
Hey,
Rossie. Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah,
So here we are, episode 7. We have one episode. We're one episode away from the season finale of The Penguin, sadly,
I know,
because I
right?
don't want this show to end. I really don't want this show to end.
Me too. I can, seriously, I wish it was longer. I'm geeking out over this show. It's so good. Colin is amazing. How many times can I say that? Just absolutely amazing as this character. So playing the penguin. It's so good. Sophia is just,
He's
everyone's
killing it.
great, guys. Everyone's great. Gosh.
Exactly. So I just want to talk about this, the cold opening first, and then we'll break into different things that we liked about the episode.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
cold, but with that cold opening, I was not expecting an origin story to Oz, which is actually
Right.
perfect.
Right.
Because we always heard about his brothers, right? We always heard
Yes.
about how much he misses them
Right.
and stuff like that. Especially whenever Victor sees a picture of Oz's brother.
Right.
He goes, "Oh, that's my brother over there. Those are my
Right.
brothers. I miss them though." And then
Yeah, yeah, and you're go yeah,
no, go ahead, go ahead.
no, yeah, I mean, you hear that they drowned, right, both boys, right? They
Right,
drowned. But they don't tell you in a pool, in a river, you don't know. You just know that they drowned. And then, like you said, every time Oz sees a picture of them or the mom brings them up, he reminisces, about them, he misses them so much. And then we get this cold opening with him as, a young, Oswald. And, definitely a mama's boy, his brothers, but you see that jealousy. I'll let you go ahead and take it from there. It's
yeah, but you're
amazing.
right. But here's the thing: when they said drowning, I'm thinking swimming pool. I'm thinking that's my
Right,
first
right,
go to because of the
right,
fact that they live in the city and stuff like
right,
that. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe the boys drowned, and then you get into this whole entire thing. Yeah, he's jealous of the fact that the mother's showing favoritism towards the both of them, and I think
right.
it's also because of the fact that he's also has that disfigured leg. So therefore, he
Yes,
limps around and everything. So therefore, she doesn't see him as like a strong suit for with the other two boys. So that's what
right.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking that she's seeing weakness over him.
Yeah, and with
So
the older brother, I mean, he's already out there taking care of things, he's making money on the streets, doing favors for the mob boss, that is now gone.
right,
And so you see his brother was the one that was running things, and then he has a little brother. So it's like the older brother gets the attention because he is bringing in a little money. The younger brother's the baby. Oz has the disability, but he does notice that he doesn't like the fact that when the mom was playing around with the boys, after the
right.
the younger brother had gotten in trouble and the mom, acts like she's going to get on him and then turns it into a game, you see his face and he has this jealousy towards them. He doesn't like that. He loves his mom and he's a mama's boy. So
And
they
it
leave
seems
out for
like
the day. Go ahead. Go
right,
ahead.
right, right, right. But here's the thing: it always seems like to me he's always trying to fight for his mom's respect and love,
Yes.
even
Oh yeah.
at a young age like this. So it
Absolutely.
basically does show you the continuity between childhood and adulthood
Yes.
of him trying to
Yes.
fight for that respect for of his mother and that love for of his mother. And you're right
Right.
though too about the brother though who's bringing in the money from the mob because he's actually working for the gangster I think that Oz actually looks up to.
Yes. Yes.
And matter of fact, the brother goes, "Hey, how much?" Matter of fact, he looks at Oz looks at him and goes, "How much did you get?" He goes, $50 a gold. So holy shit.
Right.
So
Right. And you notice that when Aussie and the gangster is it's Sophia's dad, when he was younger at the time. That's the gangster that uh Oz's brother was working for, or did brought the books to, right?
right,
Um so even when they're walking down the street and he asks his brother, how much do you get? $50. Notice how he's trying to get the attention, Oz, of the gangster, making sure he says hi, making sure he said, and he says hi like he knows him, what's up, so and so, how you
Right.
doing?
How
And his
you doing?
brother's
Yeah.
like, don't do that, they're not good people. But you can see the interest that Oz had at that time of that life. You know what I
Right.
mean? The respect that gangster got, so yeah, it was interesting that they showed. I was waiting for them to do a playback, or a look back at Oz as a child. I knew it was coming up at some point.
Same here as well. That's what I really loved about the fact, though, you have that whole entire thing, but also too, Oz is also trying to fight for the respect of the mob. So this is all about
Yes.
him trying to look for respect either way it goes. If he can't get this
Right.
respect at home, maybe he can get respect on the streets.
Right.
And even as a young child, he can't get respect any which way he can. To quote Rodney
Right.
Dangerfield, I get no respect.
I have no
but
respect.
but and then it gets into this whole entire thing of them going into the subway station, the abandoned subway station, that same one that they're actually at doing
Right.
doing the
Right.
business, and they're playing hide and seek.
Right.
And then they decide to be little jerk offs and leave off because Oz winds up skipping a couple of numbers and everything, down to the goes down into the sewer and everything looking for his brothers, and then it
Right.
goes into a deeper part of the sewer
Right.
and goes, "Hey, I can't go down there because of my leg. Why are you all the way down there?"
Right.
And he goes, "Come on, Oz. You have to go ahead and shine the light on us to show that you found us." He goes, "Why the hell do I have to do that for? I already found you. I hear your voice. Why the fuck do I have to do that?"
Right. Right.
And so he goes, "Come on, you know the rules." So he goes climbs down the ladder, and he's realized like, "Oh shit, I'm about to slip." He
Right.
goes, "You know what, guy?" And he turns into South Park all of a sudden. He goes, "Screw you guys, I'm going home."
Right.
So,
Exactly.
so he shuts them up. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit." So
He
even
leaves them
as
in
a
there.
young, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, and it's pouring down rain,
Yeah.
and he goes home, and the mother goes, "Where the fuck were you?" "Oh, I decided to just come home." And remember, she said, "Come home before the lights come on,"
Right. Right.
because that's actually how
Right.
you and I were brought up.
Right.
And
Exactly.
she's like, "Where's your brothers?" "Oh, they went to go see Beetlejuice."
Yeah, that's right. And remember, the mom's like, well, then why don't you and I, have a movie night ourselves? And he's so happy. He's getting her blanket for her. They're sitting on the couch. He's like cuddled right up next to her, but he keeps looking back because he knows it's raining outside and it's starting to come down. And they flash back to the boys knocking on that wall, and asking, let us out, Oz. Come on, let us out. Let us out. Somebody, we're down here. And he just keeps looking and noticing that they haven't come home yet. And he's kind of pleased.
And that's what I was going to ask you, though. I mean, part of me is like, okay, is he waiting for his mom to pass out so that way he can sneak down there to unlock it? Or was he, because he was like, and kind of anticipated that they would get out, but also
Yeah,
kind of like, yeah, I have this moment of glory of the fact that I have my mom's full attention without the other
right.
two brothers. But at the same time, he's kind of looking out the window. It's like, oh shit, they still haven't come back yet.
I don't know.
And it's, it's kind
What
of
I got
like,
from that was he was kind of like okay with that. Like he didn't
mhm.
show any remorse, any kind of like I got her attention. It's just her and I. And I don't think from that point on he never told his mom what happened to the brothers.
No. I don't think I'm going to speculate towards the end of it about certain things with her own mental health with the mother, because I think it falls through with him as a kid.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
But it's just, even as a young child, you cannot trust Oz even as a kid.
No, you
It
couldn't.
was
I mean, I took it as he's happy. He's now got her full attention. There's no more competing. They're done. They're done because there was a point where he did look out the window and they hadn't come home. And he kind of looks at the TV and looks at his mom and just kind of, a little smirk,
right.
you
Right.
know?
It's just crazy, but I love I love the whole setup of that. The
Yes.
only little small nitpick I had was the cars don't look like 1980s cars, because
Right.
it feels like the 70s versus the 80s. If you're
Yes.
gonna do Beetlejuice, I can't help it. It's just the little smart details of me.
Right.
being me. But yeah, it's just like little small other than that though,
Right.
I thought it was the cold opening was really good, very fitting because the
Right.
kids wind up drowning because of Oz.
Right.
And then it goes into this whole entire thing now.
Right.
But yeah, what else stood out for you as far as
I do want to piggyback off of what you said about it being the 80s. I didn't know it was the 80s until he brought up Beetlejuice, because it did give me a vibe of it was the 70s. It didn't look like it was the 80s. So if I had to criticize anything, if it weren't for the fact that Beetlejuice, because I remember him saying, "Oh, they went to see Beetlejuice." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, they're in 80s. They're in 80s. Okay,
right? Because I think
yeah,
if they would have just left it like, hey, where did your brothers go? Oh, they went to a movie.
yeah,
That's it. That's
yeah,
all you had to do. Oh, they went to a movie. Well, then she said which one because she wants to try and see if he can catch him in a lie.
right,
But I would laugh my ass off if Beetlejuice wasn't even playing that night.
right." No, really, not at all. And I thought she would fact check. You know what I mean?
Right? Exactly. But she had the newspaper in her hand though, so
Right,
she knew he was telling the truth.
right,
But yeah, so let's go into now as an as Oz as an adult,
all right.
and and we have the fact that now he's returning because of the fact Vic is laying on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
He's passed out, and we already knew it was going to happen. We didn't
Yes,
know what was going to happen at
right,
that scene, but Vic is also passed out. He's bleeding and also has a concussion.
right,
And Oz goes, "Hey, where's my mother at?" "Oh, Sophia was here. She slugged me with the crowbar, and I
yeah,
don't know where she took her."
right,
So I'm like, okay, so now it's bad for the mother, good for Vic because Vic is still alive. So the more
right.
leverage for Sophia.
Yeah, I was expecting for him to walk in there and the mom to be shattered to pieces, because you know how angry Sophia was, at Oz. And to see Vic lying there, and, been hit with the crowbar and waking up. And remember, he was so sorry to Oz because he left him with one task and he felt so bad. "I'm so sorry, Oz, that, I didn't watch your mother like that," or whatnot, like he felt really bad about that.
Hey,
And so mom's not there. Sophia has mom, and so we don't know if the mom's dead or not. We just know that Sophia has the mom. But Oz, like vengeance. We got to see how he was with his mom as a child. Now we know, it even he's more of a mama's boy and still wanting to make her proud. And then that's like they found his only love, which was his mother. So I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. It is about to go down. But, Sophia and I forget his name.
Salvatore,
They,
Salvatore
yeah,
Maroni.
they have the upper hand. And I'm thinking to myself, how are they going to get out of this? How is Oz going to get out of this?
Right. And then you also have two where you have the setup with the whole entire psychiatrist going in there, played by
Oh
Theo
my gosh.
Rossi from Sons of Anarchy in there.
Right,
And he's
right.
psycho analyzing the mother
Yes,
and stuff
yes,
like that. And then you find out, oh, Oz has the operation underground, so therefore
right,
now Salvatore goes on ahead. He winds up catching up with Oz.
right.
And the thing that I really loved about this was the showdown between Salvatore and Oz
Okay.
was the fact that okay, you're beating the shit out of him,
Oh my gosh, really? Like really going at him.
and then all of a sudden you die of a heart attack.
Oh, that can I before we even get to that, can we talk about the interactions between Sophia
Yeah,
and Oz's mother really quick before we get to that, because that interaction was just it was great. You had two women, you know what I mean, and two badass women, Oz's mom is not the best, but she's a shit talker, she's from the street. She's not, you know, um, afraid, and she raised Oz to like be that guy, and wants him to be like, Salvador, basically, or better than that. She wants Oz to run the city and give her everything that she could want in life, things that she couldn't do. But that interaction between Sophia, did you feel like Sophia, after the mom's like kind of, being stubborn and, not, playing to Sofia, being intimidated by her. Do you think Sofia had like a moment of a slight respect for Oz's mom? Because, she's this, broad that's just, you don't scare me.
Right. Because she's always intimidating amongst men, but also too
Yes.
among females as well. Because we actually seen a little part of that with the prostitute that Oz was sleeping with, but also
Right.
too,
Yes.
she also didn't back down from Sophia either.
Right. Right.
So Sophia respects people that won't back down from her.
Right. Right.
So
And
therefore,
also,
yeah,
go ahead. Oh, and also, with the prostitute, Oz's girl, with Sophia, also remember, it was her realizing that the girlfriend really didn't know that Oz knew who actually killed her girls. So it's like when Sophia realized that, it's like, I'm going to let you live. Like, you didn't even know either. And now she's pissed off at Oz. Like, she wants Sophia to go and get Oz. So, but with the mother, I just looked at it as, you know, well, kind of like, just the respect of, she's not afraid of me. She's not intimidated by me. She's sitting here, and Sophia kind of laughs at some of the things the mother says. She's kind of surprised by how, not afraid she is of Sophia, until Sophia sees that weakness, which the mother has that mental health issue where there's some type of dementia going on. So it's like she forgets who Sophia is, and she starts crying about her boys.
right. And then she
Yeah.
realizes, okay, this is where she's weak in. So therefore, let me
Yes.
try and get someone. Let me go on and get the psychiatrist to psychoanalyze you
Exactly. Yes.
and do it that way and catch you on
Right.
your weakest points. Because
Yes.
yeah, you are strong, but yet you
Right.
also have some weak points too.
Right.
I also like how the psychiatrist winds up telling Sophia, "Hey, look, what?" Because remember whenever she said, "Well, I think my a niece saw something,"
Yes. Yes.
and I like how Sophia is having that anxiety attack, right? As
Right.
well, and she's like, I like how Sophia's lying to her cousin about whacking her family, just as her own father also lied to her.
Right.
And it's playing that double-edged sword, right? It's like
Yes.
I'm being just like my father, and I love how she's self-aware of what
Yes.
she's doing.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
like,
yes.
wait, I'm playing my father's game here.
Right.
I cannot be playing my father's game, and she's turning into somebody that she doesn't want to turn into.
Right. And she
So
definitely doesn't want to be that. And so when she's talking to her niece, and telling her, "Oh, no, no, no. You didn't see that. I'm saving you from the family. Because and I think also Sophia, was nervous about that as well, because she doesn't want to go back to that hospital. She doesn't want to be sent back to that hospital if she's caught and the little girl says something. So telling the little girl, basically, you didn't see anything. I did this so you don't have to go through this, and going to let her get out, be adopted to a good family, and live her life and forget about where she came from, was a favor that Sophia felt like she was doing for her niece.
right,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what I got
But
though too.
yes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But back to Salvador. When he grabbed, I'm like, they're fighting. He's got the best of Oswald, and then he starts to have problems breathing. And then I'm thinking, oh, there is no way he's having a heart attack. Like, this is not the way he's gonna go out. And then it made sense. Yeah. And remember how upset Oswald was.
Yeah, because he's just. But remember though, Oz is also kind of thankful though too at the same time. But he also is like, come on, you didn't just die on me like this. Come on,
Right.
because he
Right.
doesn't. He wanted to show everybody, hey, look, I took down this
Exactly.
mafioso boss.
Right.
But instead, it looks like a moment of weakness. So
Right.
what Oz does is this: he goes on and shoots him. I
Yes.
like how as Salvatore is dying, he goes, "I beat you."
Yeah.
Just
Right.
and he goes,
I beat
"Hey,
you.
I beat you. Just tell everyone that I beat you."
Right. No, that
And
was
I'm like,
great. I mean, I was happy for him. Like, even though he didn't get him, he got him. You know what I mean? He got
right,
him. And thank goodness his guys are loyal to where they were able to talk with their eyes and, heal the lights, and for them to all scatter, and for Oz and Salvador to have their showdown. He dies of a he's dying of a heart attack, ends up dying. Oswald's pissed, takes the gun, shoots him anyways, goes out there, reclaims what he has built underground, and then calls up Sofia and lets her know,
But I
not
also
dead.
like my favorite thing though too is he just throws Salvatore's body on the ground.
Just like it's trash, dude.
Like,
Nothing.
like I did this. You see this, guys? This is showing
Right.
power and dominance over his own
Right.
people, and showing a
Absolutely.
message of if you fuck with me, this is
Right.
gonna what happens is gonna happen to you. But yeah,
Yes.
and that
And
is a
took the
power
ring
move.
back. Took the ring
Yes,
back. That was like, that's been important since season or episode 1, that damn ring. And
yeah,
took the ring back from him. So that was like closure on that. Like, I am the man at this point. So I thought that was great.
same. I thought that was a really good setup on him
Yes.
taking the ring back, and then he
Yes.
calls up Sophia, like you mentioned, and goes,
Yes.
and she goes, "Well, I got something you want too. So why don't we just go on and switch the product? You get the
Right.
product, you get your mother, and do it like that." I'm like, and I like how her psychiatrist goes, "Sophia, you know you're running into a trap, right?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "I know." And he goes, "But I like how he goes, sweetheart, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and give you the drug because that's what you want. You want the business, it's all yours. It's
Yep.
yours.
Everything.
Have it."
Take it all.
Yeah. So she goes on ahead. She said, "Okay." And then that's when I said with the psychiatrist, he confronts her.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Yeah, I know that I'm going into a trap." I'm like, there's no way in hell she's going down there.
Absolutely not.
And as soon as you see the car pull up,
Yeah.
at first I thought it was like a fucking remote control car.
I
Or,
did too, because the way the way it pulled in, it was like it was a fake, like it was remote control. Yeah, so I love that, but I'm like, where is she at? Okay, she's on a phone, so she's in a car, obviously, talking to him. The car gets closer. Where is she at? Still talking to him until they see her. They show her getting out of the car in the daylight,
that's something that
not
I
in the
really love.
tunnel.
But you see, this is the thing that I really loved is like the misdirection with the camera. Because just as Oz is opening up that door,
Right,
she's not there. And just as
right.
he's opening up that door, shit, somebody else is opening up the door for
Yes,
her outside.
yes, yes.
And she's, I got something for you too.
Right.
And at first, okay, I told Tamika this. I thought for sure it was the body of Oz's mom that was in the trunk.
Absolutely, no doubt.
Because she said this. She said, "I want him to suffer just as I had suffered and just as Salvatore suffered."
Right.
But I'm thinking to myself though too, because I remember I'm over here writing my notes. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I paused at this one part where I said, okay, Sophia has a bomb. And then I
Right.
stopped because I was thinking maybe there might be a body.
Okay.
Then after that happened, I'm like, no, he would want to torture his mom in front of him
Yes.
and kill her in front of him, not just blow her up for the
Right.
sake of blowing her up. So that's a power move. That is a genius power move by
No, I
Sophia.
thought it. I thought it was great too. I thought the same thing. I mean, who didn't think that there was a body there? But the way that he lifted up the blanket, that was covering what we now know was a bomb. The way he looked, I'm like, oh gosh, man, they chopped the mom's body up and just had her in or maybe it's her head, or maybe, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm
Right.
thinking, the worst, because they're gonna do the worst to her. Dude opens it up and it's a freaking bomb, and the time is a ticking. It's ticking, and I'm like, oh my god! And like you said, absolute power move, great move, Sophia. That was great.
Yes. Because in order for us to get someone like him, you have to get into the mindset of
Yes,
Oz.
yes,
So that's a perfect way of going about it. Well, it's like, okay, well, in order for me to beat him in his own game, I have to
right,
become Oz and be like
yes,
Oz. So
yes,
therefore, I'm going to do what Oz would do.
right, right. So yeah, so that was great, and then we Oz realized, I think it's at 16 seconds
Yep.
and or 15 seconds, and he goes and he's yelling to everyone, bomb. The whole underground just blows up. It just blows up. It destroys that whole area. Above ground, underground, just gone. Everything these poor people on that side of town went through. Crown Point. Now the whole neighborhood's just blown up. And seeing Oz stand up and come up out of the ashes
Like a
and
phoenix.
stand back up was like, it was great. It was great. What a
It
great scene.
was. And I want to also mention this though too. Like Oz White goes into the same place that his brother's grounded in.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
So in a way, it's like poetic justice in a sense, where
Yeah,
Sophia
right,
is like, well, he got sent into the place, number one spot where his brothers died, but
right.
he's using the place that burial for a chance of survival.
Yeah,
So, I just really loved how clever he was to think about something like that very off the bat.
yeah.
And then it made me think about this. I'm going to get into my predictions in a few minutes, on our
Okay.
predictions. Few. But it just made me think, wow, he knows how to get out because like you said, it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Right.
He's looking for Vic. Vic is nowhere to be around, but I'm thinking Vic probably went on ahead and got the triads and those other gang members to come
Yeah.
in to help.
Right. Right. Yeah. I can see that. Absolutely.
But, um, but let's talk. What else do you want to talk about? Because this is like a little bit of a deeper episode.
I it was just a good episode all around. The things I thought was going to happen didn't happen. Happy they didn't happen. I thought the way that they ended Salvador was perfect. He did have health issues, so that was perfect.
Bad
Um,
retirement plan.
yeah, yeah, right, right. So far so good with the season. I can't wait for next week. I just I'm looking forward to that. The big showdown. How is it going to end? Will he get Sophia? Yeah, because he still hasn't gotten his mother. So what are we going to do? How are they
Right.
going to get us through this?
Well, here's another thing though too. Remember, whenever he's walking through it, he's looking for Vic. He also gets his ass knocked
Yes.
out by one of
Yeah.
Sophia's men during this time thing. So
Right.
now he's being kidnapped, and
Right.
now it's going to be the. I think I'm just saying this. I'm thinking that she's going to try and kill him, kill his mother right in front of him, and then also too,
Hmm.
she's in the same nightclub that they were
Right.
whenever Oz was dancing with his mother at that young
Right.
age.
Right. Yes. Yes. That's very true. Forgot that.
And that's where where she made him promise. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, you're doing damage on this kid.
I
But
know, like 11 years old and making him promise you that he will get you everything that you ever wanted and should have in life, and that was his responsibility, and he's supposed to do that. And he says, "I will." And oh my gosh, did he not do that or working towards doing that? I mean, you know,
right, it's
yeah,
like
it stuck with him.
but it also made me wonder this. Okay, so I was wondering if Oz turned his mother into what she is, just as she turned him into what he is.
Right.
Because I'm thinking
Right.
maybe she does know about the kids drowning. Maybe she's like, well, in order
Hmm.
for me to keep this quiet, Oz, I'm gonna blackmail your ass, and I'm gonna make you
Okay.
promise me something that you may or may not be able to deliver on.
I don't know because
I,
that's good. I just don't see that. I feel like she was like that before the kids went missing. The older boy was that for her. He was Oz. He was doing what Oz, but the older brother had a little bit more sense and morals. He knew what he knew these people were
his
bad.
talent,
He didn't want to do this, but he knew that they need a little bit of extra change. You know what I
right?
mean? So, but he had more morals than Oz. Oz was like, hi, Mr. So and so. Like he wanted to be that from an early age. So I don't see the mom blackmailing him. It's just she was like that. If it wasn't
Right,
going to be Oz, it was going to be the older brother.
right. And
You
I
know.
think the older brother had more the fact of understanding the lines to cross and not to
Yes,
cross.
absolutely.
But all Oz wants to do is please everybody.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm sorry, but you're saying hi to this mafioso guy is showing
Right.
desperation versus respect.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Definitely. And he looked up to him because he ended up working for him. That's how he got his start. That's how he ended up driving for Sophia, which was his goal. Well, his goal is to take over the city, but he wanted to be in that world. He wanted to be, like you said, get respect from someone that has so much respect. So yeah.
And okay, so my prediction is this. He doesn't have a product anymore.
No.
United all these gangs together for the product. Now
Right.
that he doesn't have a product, yeah, they could save his ass.
Right.
But at the same time, though, they're gonna whack him.
Right.
So you rescue him, and then the rescuers winds up becoming the people that is gonna probably whack him for not having the supply.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
unless they have enough supply to back them up to where they share some of the product with him. That's the only way I can see maybe that would actually
Mm,
play out.
right. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't see him. Obviously, I don't see him getting whacked.
No, I don't see that either.
You
But
know, yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, they throw wrenches at everything that we think that's going to happen. It's like,
I
nope,
love it.
not going to happen. And I love it for that because we can predict and think all these wild things, and then it's something that we didn't even think about. Just like dude having a heart attack,
Right,
you know.
because
And I love that. I love that.
me too, because here's the thing. I love the fact that I can go in, speculate on a show, and make my
Yep.
theory be my theory, and not go into it being in fact. Because some
Right.
people do that,
Right.
where it's like, I'm going to let my theory be my fact, and because I let
Right.
my theory be my fact, I'm let down. For
Right.
me, I'm just going to let that be on the side table. I'm like, okay, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't land, it doesn't land.
I think
But
Sophia's going to be gone.
yeah, Sophia's going to be gone.
Hope Sophia's going to be gone.
And, I was thinking about this on my way to work today, too. I was
Hmm.
like, it's genius for Oz to work underground.
Right.
And at the same time, it's not a good move because of the fact that you just blew up half a block
Absolutely.
and now your product is gone.
Right. But if he gets rid of Sophia and you have Salvador, they're done.
Yeah.
He then
So,
becomes the king of
of, Go-
Arkham or Gotham.
of Gotham.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gotham. He becomes the king of Gotham. And it could leave out with that. Like he is the king of Gotham. It's over with. And I see Vic making it out and being his underboss.
I can see that. I can
You know
definitely
what I
see
mean?
that.
That's how I predict how that's going to happen. And then there's obviously going to be grumblings and rumblings from other people around, someone that he pissed off that we didn't think about that's coming back to get revenge, or someone that we thought died didn't die, or you know what I mean? Like someone from Italy, someone from the family from Italy
That's
comes
actually a good thing.
over and is going to take care of what happened to everybody.
But you know what, though? What if the psychiatrist is the survivor?
And he's the survivor. Sophia dies, and he wants revenge for his love.
Right. And then that person that you said that gets, whenever the family from the
Yeah,
Italy
comes
comes over,
over,
he tells
links
them
with
whether
him, and he tells everything what happened, who's responsible, and what they did, and then we have possibly a season 2.
Yep. But also too, I'm thinking that all these events that are going to happen is going to lead into the Batman 2.
And yeah, very true.
So I'm thinking everything that happened is setting up for Batman 2, and then what
Right,
you do is you establish everything in Batman 2, and then you establish a
right,
season 2 around
right,
that around the Batman
right,
2.
right,
So
right.
yeah,
Which we should have around 2026, 2027.
but yeah,
Yeah, fingers crossed. But
that's
yeah, so far, what a great series. I'm so happy to be watching it. I mean, it's been a long time that I've watched something that kept me on the edge of my seat.
same
That
here.
goes off, and I'm like, no,
Same here
please
because I'm
don't go
eating
off, please.
one more episode. I feel
What?
like a
Yeah,
kid
come
that's going.
on, bonus episode, please. Like seriously, I don't want it to go away.
I feel like I'm putting my son to bed, and he wants to stay up, and I'm like, one more episode, please, please.
Right?
But yeah, all in
Yeah.
all, great episode, great
Yes.
season. Colin
Yes.
Farrell's knocking it out of the park. The actress that's
Oh,
playing Sophia's knocking it out. Rossie is great,
absolutely.
and I love the actor that's playing Salvatore. I loved him. I
Oh,
loved him
he's
in
great. He's great. Yeah.
played in Gen V. He's also
Yes.
played Mr. Krabs over in SpongeBob.
Okay.
But a matter of fact, I watched him in Dexter New Blood a couple of years ago. He was really
Okay.
good
He's a
in
great
that.
actor.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love.
you've seen him everywhere, dude. And when he plays a bad guy, he plays a bad guy.
He plays it to a T.
Absolutely. Yes.
But
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
Clancy Brown is his name. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay.
but yeah, guys, what is some of your favorite scenes and everything, because we've been geeking out for the whole entire almost 40 minutes here.
Right.
But tell us what your favorite scenes are. What are your speculations on it? What did you think of Colin Farrell as the Penguin? Are you guys excited about the Batman 2? Tell us in the comments below. Also, too, email us at movieloversunite@gmail.com, and as well as go on Spotify and just talk to us, and we'll talk back to you guys. Seriously.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's going to be it as far as this episode goes for Top Hat, episode 7 of the Penguin.
Yes.
Rossie, I know you have your show coming up, and I'll let you go on ahead and dial in on what you want to talk about for that. And
yes, I am going to be. We're going to be doing it's going to be a spoiler-free review of the Dracula. We're going to get into the first episode, talk a little bit about that, hint at the second episode, then we're just going to leave it alone because I don't think a lot of people have seen it like I thought they've seen it. And I have a guest that's joining me. She's going to join me just a second. Jessie Fernandez. She's a designer and art director here in Sacramento, doing big things over at Fathom. And she's going to join me for this. She's my girl. She loves vampires. Found that out. She watched a Dracula, never seen it, and absolutely loved it. So we're going to give you guys a spoiler-free review so we won't ruin it for you. So those who missed it can go and check it out.
Right. And I remember when this came out on Netflix.
Yes.
And I loved it. I was eating it up at that time.
Right.
So yeah, go on ahead and check it out on Rossie Talks. And matter of fact, that's the spinoff show of Movie Loves Unite. So go on and check that out. Rossie and I have a documentary review that we're going to try and get to sometime soon.
Absolutely.
And it's based off the Kevin Smith movie Chasing Amy. This documentary is called Chasing Amy, Chasing Amy. It's actually out at the movie theaters right now for you to check out for the documentary. So yeah, go on and check that out. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Thank you again, Rossie, for being my best friend and also my co-host.
Of course.
But let's go on ahead. Let's eat some Italian food Sunday, and let's go on ahead and take a look and see what we're going to have for the Penguin review. So anyways, guys, forget about it. Anyway, talk to you guys later on, and we are out. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.